Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Taslima Art. It's really lovely to have you here. Do take a look at some of my other tutorial videos on my channel, and if you like what you see, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. This video is part of the May Flowers collaboration between some wonderful ladies within the fluid art community. So I'd like to give you a warm welcome if you've just joined me, but if you missed the previous video by the lovely CWV Artistry, you can go back and watch it at the end. Today I'll be doing a very simple flip cup with finger kisses with red and peach as my primary colours. So in our May Flowers collaboration, we have a talented lineup of female artists who will be sharing all the creativity with us, so do join us in all the lives. So let's get to it. Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us on our collab. So today I'm going to be doing a very simple modified flip cup with coconut hair serum. Now here you will see three different types of silicone oil hair serum. So we have here the Montmartre silicone oil, and that's what this one looks like. You can get these products on Amazon, and I will be trying a test piece with that. And then also we have the acrylic pore silicone oil, which is pure silicone oil from Carbisonic, and there's that one. And then finally we have the one we're going to use today in our main piece, and that is the coconut milk hair serum. Okay, and that's from the OGX brand, and also available on Amazon. So what I've done here, what you can see in front of you, is actually some paints that I've already pre-mixed up. Okay, so first of all I mixed my pouring medium. Now my pouring medium was 1 part PVA glue, and this was craft glue, which I get in the UK here, and 1 part water. Okay, and that's mixed up really well in this container I have here. And then I added that to 1 part the pouring medium to 1 part paint. And as you can see, I'm just going to go through the colors I have for you here, so you can see the consistency as well. So I have this one, and I'm just showing you the consistency. Hopefully you can see that. Just make sure you can see that. So it leaves barely a trace. Okay, it disappears within a second-ish. Okay, 1 or 2 seconds it disappears. So it's really quite a fluid consistency. And I mixed, as I said, 1 part paint, and that one was particularly Pyrrole Red by Amsterdam, with 1 part of my pouring medium, my PVA, mixed with water. And I usually use distilled water for that. And then I mixed up this colour, and this was a custom colour between 2 tube paints I used, 1 Diner and 1 opaque colour. And that colour is a combination of Amsterdam turquoise green with, and this is half and half, iridescent blue green from Pebeo. Okay, and those 2 colours were mixed together, half and half, 1 part paint to 1 part pouring medium again. So all of these are exactly the same consistency, and I've done a drip test as well. Now the violet here, you see, it's a beautiful rich colour, is again another tube paint, and that one is dark cobalt violet hue from Pebeo. And finally, well, last but not least, is this colour, which is a peach colour I've mixed up for this collab, because peach and red are the 2 colours we had to use. And this peach colour is a custom colour I made from titanium white from Amsterdam, with Pyrrole Red and some yellow, which was the Azo yellow medium. Okay, so for my flip cup, I'm going to have 5 colours in total. I'm going to just mix up this one so you can see what I do as part of the video. So I've got an empty cup here. I'm just going to add my Azo yellow medium by Amsterdam into it. I need a good dollop of it. Excuse the noise. That's enough. So you can see how much I put in. I don't need a lot, and I'm just going to add my pouring medium to it now. And I'm just literally going to make sure, I mean, I eyeball this. I don't really need to weigh it because I can see how much I need and the consistency needs to be. So I pretty much put in 1 part of each of these together, the paint and the pouring medium. So I'm just going to cover that paint up and add a little bit more to try and get that consistency the same as the others. Now obviously if it's too thick compared to the other paints here that have been mixed up, I can just spray a bit of water into it or add a bit more pouring medium. If it's too thin, I can add a bit more PVA glue. or more paint, of course. Okay, so that's one way of making sure you get the right consistency and they're all equal across all the colours. So that was very quickly mixed up. Normally I'd let this paint sit overnight so that the bubbles can escape and air trapped in it from the mixing, but as you can see it's pretty much the same consistency as the others. Now with a flip cup I will have to do a few test pieces and see how it works depending on how I layer the colours. Okay, so I'm going to lay them in two different ways and see what works really well, what gives me the effects that I want, and once I find that out I'll do the full flip cup properly then. And I don't really need a very big substrate because I'm just doing a small piece today, so I'm just going to grab a substrate to do it on. I'll probably do it on either a couple of tiles or canvas, and what I'm going to do is add some of this coconut hair serum or coconut milk, 2 drops of this in each of my colours, and that is the plan. Okay, so I'll do that next. Okay, so we're ready with our paints, they're all mixed up. We're ready with our coconut hair serum and a pipette. I'm just going to add this now to all my colours. So as I said, I'm just going to add 1 or 2 drops to each of my colours. One, two, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Oops. Okay, I think that's enough. And I'll pop that back. And I don't need this anymore. And I've got my little cup here, so I'm going to be layering in the cup. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a few test pieces on some small tiles I have here. I'll move these out of the way. I'm just going to give these a quick stir once and twice. Not too many times, we don't want small cells. I prefer to have some slightly bigger cells if possible. Twice. Hopefully won't break it up too much. Okay, there we go. So I'll move these off now and I'll put them in some sort of order. So I think we're going to do a certain order to see if this works first of all. So we'll do purple first and then yellow, because that makes a nice colour mixed together, and then possibly this turquoise, and then maybe the red next to the turquoise, see what colour that comes out with, and then finally the peach and see how that works. And that's what I'm hoping to do, is in this order to begin with. Now you really will have to experiment and layer each of the colours differently to test out, come in small cups, just to test it out to make sure it works before you go to a larger substrate. And I've done a quick consistency test as well for you guys, so you can see they all kind of ran the same distance in the same amount of time on my drip test. And I'm going to see what happens now with one of these tiles. So let's pop a tile in the middle of this spinner, although I won't be doing much spinning, and see if this consistency is right. So I'm going to start off with a couple of colours in my cup. Okay, I might also need a skewer if I want to do any mods. Let's just grab one now. Let's just grab a skewer here, we might need that. And then let's see what happens next. And I might also modify these, you know, to see what happens, and do some maybe finger kisses as well. So let's pop these colours in. Let's just start with some purple. I don't want a lot, because the substrate, remember, is not really that big, so we don't really need a lot, do we? And then maybe some yellow, as a yellow. Need a bit more than that. We can just alternate it. And it is all about experimentation to begin with. As I said, this is my first in a long time. I haven't done it in a while, so. And then this colour, pale red. And then my beautiful peach. Now, peach and red are the 2 colours that we have to use as part of this collab. So let's see what happens when we do this. There we go. I just feel like that's a bit thicker. I'm going to go back around and see if some more yellow. Turquoise, my custom colour. And then the red. Very bright red, this one, beautiful, vibrant colour. And then I've chosen to use all tube paints in this one to see how that fares, and then next time I'll probably try and use some pigments as well. I'm just going to pretty much hope for the best. And when you're ready, I will just lift it up and make sure you're recording. And let's see how this fares. You can see the cup. I'll have it over here, and then I will now tilt this. And I'll bring it close to you. You can see we're going to go that way and go over the edge, and then go back this way to the middle and just quickly go over the edge. Okay, and back to the middle again. And this way, let's go over the edge. There we go, it's just gone over. Trying to get to right to the edge, and then finally this way. And notice we haven't torched it yet. We might just grab a bit and put it on the sides there to help it flow a bit more. I do need to go back over this last edge, and it's quite hard sometimes to hold it and not drop it. And also not get it all over yourself, but that's the name of the game with fluid acrylic pouring. And I could have just used corner, a bit of card on the edges to kind of catch it, but I think that's got most of the sides. Just double check if there's any sides that are, this corner is a bit missing, and that corner is a bit missing, and this corner as well. Right, so I've tilted quite a lot off, and you can see there's some really large cells. I'm just going to go this way a bit more to make sure I don't have too much paint on my tile. And then I'm going to, you've guessed it, torch it a bit. Okay. There we go, we got that edge off. Right, I'm going to pop it down now. So this is what it currently looks like, and I'm just going to use my heat tool now to try and do some little and you can see it developing. I don't want too many. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a few cells developing now. Really pretty ones. I'll bring you up for a closer inspection. So this is what it's looking like, and you can see really pretty cells. I'm going to be doing Fingerkiss, similar to a balloon kiss or a glove kiss, and Magdalena, I'll just put her details up on the screen and down in the description box. She's inspired this piece. Her work is amazing. Please do go and check it out. She's on Instagram and on Facebook. So she's done some beautiful flower flies. So I'm going to give this a little whirl today. Look at those cells, aren't they stunning? Multicolored, beautiful cells. So I'm going to do some finger kissing now. And I have done a couple of balloon kisses before. So you can watch other videos. I'll put some links down in my description box for other videos I've done. So I'm going to do my finger kissing and see what happens. I can also use this skewer, remember, to do any modifications and see how they look. Okay, so here is a close-up of how my cells looked. And after my finger kisses and modifications, it now looked like this. So I'm extremely happy with the outcome of my little experiment with a flip cup and finger kisses. I hope you like it too. Thank you for joining me, and up next is the talented Charmaine from Alchemy Attitude Artistry. See you there.